Canada is actually quite a fascinating country. It's the biggest global exporter of unusual food products. One of its territories fills with snakes in May, and few people live in the country, compared to the rest of the world. But Canada is one of the best countries in the world to get an education. So today I'm going to tell you about some of the most interesting facts about Canada. 1. Canada has less gravity than anywhere else in the world. Well, sort of. In the Hudson Bay region, the average resident weighs 1/10 of an ounce less than they would anywhere else. Why? Well, it all goes back to the last ice age, which ended over 11,000 years ago. During this period, much of Canada was covered by a giant glacier called the Laurentide ice sheet. Ice is really heavy, so when the ice began to melt about 21,000 years ago, the earth underneath it began to slowly spring back. However, the Hudson Bay region is still deformed to this day and so has less mass than it should. Less mass means less gravity, which explains why you'll weigh just a little bit less if you set foot in this part of Canada. All that's left of the Laurentide ice sheet is the Barnes Ice Cap, in the middle of Baffin Island in northern Canada. Unfortunately, due to global warming, it may not be around for much longer. 2. Canada is the most educated country in the world. Canada is a country that recognizes the importance of quality education, and this is reflected in its people. Over 56% of Canadian adults hold a college degree, the highest proportion among developed nations. The next most educated country in the world is Japan at just over 50%, followed by Israel with 49.9%. 3. Santa Claus's official address is in Canada. Santa Claus is a popular figure in Western Christian culture. The modern version of Santa or Saint Nick was influenced by Greek, British, and Dutch culture. However, Santa is closely linked with Canada due to the fact the country extends into the North Pole. Canada's immigration minister declared in 2012 that Santa Claus was indeed a Canadian citizen. He also suggested that this is why his signature look is a red and white suit, the colors of Canada. Every Christmas, over 1 million letters are addressed to Santa Claus. In fact, you can write a letter in any language, mail it to the North Pole, ho ho ho, Canada, and Santa will send you a letter back. 4. Prepared for aliens. Canada is the first country in the world to create a landing pad specifically for UFOs. It's located in St. Paul, Alberta, and was opened in 1967. Even Canada's Minister of National Defence at the time, Paul Hellyer, was there for the unveiling. The platform weighs just over 130 tons, and the concrete structure actually contains a time capsule, to be opened in 2067. 5. Polar Bear Capital. Churchill in northern Manitoba is the world's polar bear capital. Approximately 15,500 of the world's 25,000 polar bears live in Churchill, because of its access to frozen Hudson Bay, which is where they live in winter. It's also the only place in the world with a polar bear prison, and sometimes the town is home to more polar bears than people. The few residents who live there also leave their cars and homes unlocked in case they or a visitor need a quick escape from a polar bear. 6. Manitoba as snake territory. Although most people would believe Australia is the snake capital of the world, Manitoba actually has the world's largest concentration of snakes. In May, around 70,000 snakes come out of hibernation in the Prairie Province. The most popular breed is the red-sided garter snake. 7. Canada's lowest recorded temperature is as cold as Mars. One of the least surprising facts about Canada is that it can get pretty cold in the winter. The average low for the month of January in Ottawa is -14.4 degrees Celsius. That's pretty cold. However, a temperature recorded in 1947 in Snag, Yukon makes the rest of Canada's winter weather seem like a relaxing beach vacation. A temperature of -63 degrees Celsius was recorded in the small village of Snag on February 3, 1947. That's roughly the same temperature as the surface of Mars. 8. Canada is the second largest country in the world. Only Russia has a larger land area in the world. Canada's total area measures a total of 9.984 million square kilometers, making it the second largest country worldwide. However, when it comes to population, the country is only ranked as the 38th most populated country in the world. In fact, Canada is one of the least densely populated countries worldwide with a density of just 3.92 per square kilometer. 9. Canadians drink more than 22,700,000 hectoliters of beer per year. That's a lot of beer, and about 80% of all alcohol consumed is beer. On average, this means that one Canadian drinks about 79 liters per year. The place where they drink the most beer in the country is in the territory of Yukon, with an average of 128 liters per person annually. Some of the most famous Canadian beer brands include Molson, Wild Rose Brewery, Big Rock Brewery, Moosehead, Perth Brewery, Alexander Keith, and Kokanee, just to name a few. 10. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. There are 3 million lakes in Canada if you include smaller lakes as well. That's more lakes than what the rest of the world has combined. Another interesting fact here is that around 20% of the world's freshwater can be found here. Lake Moraine is just one of the many Canadian lakes, which has been listed as one of the most beautiful places to visit in Canada. So Canada is one of the most beautiful and important countries in the world. The people who live there are also very friendly. If you live in Canada or would like to visit to Canada, do not forget to comment.